Good evening, nerds. What is going on? It's your nerd overlords here. Your boy Nerd Solo.
Oh, wait, I gotta change my name. What am I doing? The people gotta know who I am.
Oh, they know Wisconsin Johnson as soon as the screen pops up.
Like your name is very contradicting with your like fandom. Like, yeah, no, I know.
It's my name. That's what I go by.
Who I am, damn it.
But we are back with another Nerdcast podcast for you guys, and we got a pretty good show for you guys today. We got some good topics, got some good segments going on for you. Um, First thing that I wanted to get into is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes. Dude, it's hard not to love it. And the fact it's coming out so soon for streaming, I love it. Like even more.
Oh yeah, coming digital and streaming October 1st, and then Blu-ray and DVD on October 22nd.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that again. And then I saw that they had the like an extended like kind of director's cut thing with more bloopers, and I can only imagine what those are going to be like.
Oh yeah, the edition comes with exclusive bonus content, including gag reel, deleted scenes, filmmaker commentary, and featurettes. So, I mean, I love the movie so much, so I'll probably watch everything that they have to offer. So,
Oh yeah, there's no way I'm not. Yeah, like I take my money. I will happily give it up for a good time like that.
yep. And speaking of things that just came out, or are coming out, Power World dropped on PlayStation finally.
Yeah, but not for free.
Not for everybody, yeah. It hasn't came out in Japan yet. And this is more than likely due to the lawsuit that's going on between Power World and Pokemon and Nintendo. So it's a patent lawsuit to be specific.
They stole some IP, and Pokemon Nintendo being who they are, they don't appreciate that. They watch that very closely. And I think the Pal World group is countersuing to say like we don't, and they're basically like we don't know what you're talking about. It's like, do you really want to get into this type of extended battle? But like, hey man, like Pal World has its like fans. Like people have dove into it. I haven't played it yet, not because I'm like a stickler or anything. It just didn't appeal to me. But
Yeah,
I get why people want to play it because it's Pokemon, but like with guns.
yeah. I mean, personally, I wanted to play it when it first came out, and times passed, and it's not free on PlayStation. It's $30. So that I'm not too enthused on playing it.
Right.
And also, like you mentioned earlier while we were talking, um, I'm not even sure how long it's really going to be around because it's not like it seems like Nintendo and Pokemon has a airtight case, but it seems like they have a pretty good case because they went the patent route and they're specifically targeting
Right.
the way they catch Pokemon or their pals.
Exactly.
So like they use a ball as well called the Pal Sphere,
Mhm.
Pokeball. I mean, come on now. It's
It's not the
you.
same name. You
I'm
just looked at
not
a thesaurus.
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm not sure how they can really defend it. So, but who knows? Yeah, maybe a year from now, if Power World still exists and we're able to play it, maybe I'll get it. Maybe I'll see what it's about. But I doubt it.
It'll be on PlayStation Plus, like as a free game at some point. So I'm just gonna wait for that.
Yeah, if it's free, I may get it. But yeah, I'm not really looking out for it personally.
No, no. And yeah, again, we'll see. It might not even be a game for much longer if Nintendo and Pokemon have their way. So
And
good luck.
they're pretty big company,
Just a little bit.
Nintendo, Pokemon as well.
You know, if you've never heard of it, it's just a dominant thing in the nerd kingdom.
Wow, that was a hell of a catch by that. Sorry. I'm
You're good.
that was
It's
he
good to see
fell.
you get into the college ball. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I know. I never really I've been watching college football the past couple weeks and I'm pretty into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's truly a different feel. Like, obviously, you have your diehard fans for the professional teams, but it's such a different level at college because everyone there is there to party. Like, it's not a sense of like getting away from the house or getting away from the family. It's a sense of, yo, let's go to tailgate. Let's just bomb the morning away until the game starts, and then we could show up like a couple minutes late. That's fine. And we fill the student section, drink the drinks we snuck in, and just act like a bunch of fools, and no one's gonna really stop us.
See those are the fun fans.
Yeah.
See, college football has a ton of fans and the tradition fans.
Hmm.
They're the ones that are like a little bit too much for me because like I, I can't get into it I couldn't get into it that much because I wasn't well versed in it and I didn't know which games to watch. So like I try to watch a game and it's a complete and utter blowout.
Oh yeah. That's what a majority of college football tends to be.
Yeah, and so like listening to podcasts and one I listen to faithfully,
Dan Le
they
Batard.
yeah they love college football, so I started learning and stuff. So like I kind of know which ones to watch and look what games are like big games of the year.
Hmm.
So I'm finally starting to like get into it a bit. Speaking of last week, that Colorado game, wow.
Yo, that was wild. And by the way, we've segued to everybody.
Oh yeah, that was an aggressive and a abrupt like direct change.
But no, man, yeah, like listen, as much as people want to hate on this Colorado team, which I'm not really sure why. Don't get me wrong, I'm not cheering for them by any means, but do they make college football more entertaining? And have they
Absolutely.
brought more of a fan base to the sport? A hundred
Absolutely.
percent.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Because you have Dion as the head coach who came to his interviews wearing a cowboy hat and wearing his signature sunglasses, and that winner mentality in him saying, "Look, I'm bringing my dogs with me. The rest of y'all need to clear out." Like, oh shit! Like, people are like, "You shouldn't be talking to them like that," and like you got other people saying, like, "Hey, like he's very much getting them ready for the real world in that sense." Like, because it can get cutthroat out there in the business world, man. So better they experience it early on, and then if they handle it well, more than likely you're gonna be able to stay on the team. If not, that drive is gonna take you somewhere else. But damn, man, like it's so fun just to like see the personality start to come back out again.
Oh yeah. And then especially with the NIL,
Hmm.
it's it's wild and you got people that are saying it's like ruining college football, making it more, you know, pro sports and professionalized and things like that. And it's like it's kind of always been like that, except
Yeah, it
the
was under the
player.
table.
Yeah, it's like it was under the table, and then there were players that weren't getting shit. So the only difference is the players are getting paid now.
Yeah, then there's still players that aren't getting shit.
Now, granted, if I was a fan of one of these schools and a player did something that this kid Sluka
Mm.
is doing right now, for why am I forgetting what team he's on?
Um,
I can't remember, but so
uh,
he was promised $100,000.
UNLV.
UNLV, yes. He was promised $100,000. and he didn't get it, and so they were saying like you can get $3,000 a month or a game or something like that. I can't remember which one it was. He didn't even get that, and so he redshirted himself,
Hmm.
which is a whole new thing to the college world because like usually kids get redshirted, they don't
Yeah.
redshirt themselves.
Hmm.
And a red shirt is you play 4 games or less, and then you're red shirted, so you don't have to play the entire year, and it's basically like the year didn't happen.
Right. It
And go ahead.
no, I mean, like, yeah, it's like you're saying for a player like, and I don't know much about Sluka himself. Like, he seems like a good quarterback potentially, but he's also playing in a league or like in a division or not division conference that it's not like a competitive one by any means
Yeah.
compared to like what the Big Ten has become. Like, dear Lord, like
Yeah.
that should be a topic of conversation more so than these NIL deals because this is dumb what the Big Ten is. But yeah, for like we're just to stay on this topic at least for the moment. So yeah, seeing a player redshirt himself to be like, look, I'm just not going to start for you, or like, and also taking advantage of the team itself, where they're essentially just like this player is like, oh, I'm not getting the NIL deals that I wanted or I was expecting to get from here. And I'm gonna redshirt myself. Like, yeah, respect you for doing that, but then you also got to think the mentality of the teammates. Like, what is that like kind of saying to them that they're like, oh, so you just don't want to play with us? Like, okay, cool. Like, but it's such a weird NIL itself is such a weird thing, and I don't even 100% understand it. I really don't have a problem with these players getting paid because again, they were getting paid in the first place. It just was going under the table, and it was just such a taboo thing for some reason. And don't get me wrong, like millions upon millions of dollars is kind of wild to give like a college student, like a not even a full adult. Um, but I still think they should get something because they are putting their bodies on the line. And obviously, it shouldn't be restricted to like just football. Like that NIL money should be distributed as evenly as it can through as many sports as it can. But
Yeah,
again, like football's
and
just
that
going to be the one that's probably going to get the most of it, and probably basketball.
yeah, football, then basketball. And that's one of the things like I think that's one of the things that attracted me to college sports even more is the addition of NIL.
Mm,
It's because it's such a fascinating like new thing to add to a constitution like the NCAA
yeah,
because the way it's been ran forever. Like I'm not well versed in college sports, but
it,
I keep track of the drama and all the stuff that goes on. It
I got the
is
T.
it is insane. The stories in college sports is ridiculous. It makes anything that happens in pro sports look like like misdemeanors. Like if these were like in like legal terms, like it is so crazy.
Right.
And so like I understand like people like getting upset, like I was saying earlier, about their favorite team and like the player that came here. Like, first of all, most of these players, they're new to the team.
Mhm.
There's no love between like the fans and the player. Like
Right.
or like there's not much built up yet because they're like, how could there, right?
Right.
And so when when a professional not even just an athlete, when a professional is promised or signs a contract, and that's one of the problems with it. That's I'll just backtrack. One of the biggest problems with this whole thing is not really the players. It's like how loose and how wild wild west this entire thing is, the entire
Mm,
landscape of the NCAA, because there's not many rules to it. Promises, like there's not many contracts, nothing like written out. Like all
right.
these things are like people trying to take advantage of kids and get them to come to their school,
Yep.
promising these things and expecting kids to be like especially like this new generation of kids be like, okay, yeah, I'll just go along with you until you give me what you promised. Like,
Yeah.
no, like that's not like,
That's not how this works.
nope, 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 nope,
Nope.
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 I wasn't
Nope.
that type. Like, I'm not like a disrespect. I wasn't a disrespectful kid or anything like that. But like, not saying these kids don't have integrity, but I was a little bit more of a team player and it had more integrity. Like I believed in like, you get me in a team community and I'm like, yeah, like let's build this thing
Yeah.
up.
And see, I'm kind of the opposite in a weird sense. It's like I play tennis as my main sport because I hate playing with other people. So it's I'm in my mind, I'm very much of that mindset. I'm like, if anything is going to go wrong, it's going to be because of me, and I don't want like somebody else's rough day to mess up my game. As selfish and as shitty as it sounds, that was just how
It's not
my
it.
mind operates.
I also hate when people look at stuff like that as selfish and shitty. It's just a mentality and a
Yeah.
personality and the way people work. You
Yeah,
know,
you know what?
it
Hey,
doesn't
I'm not apologizing, you
it
people.
doesn't make you a bad person or a bad friend. Makes you a bad teammate.
Yeah, oh, it does. And don't get me wrong, like we still had our tennis team, but I was still more focused on
Yeah,
like
it's
my
like
own
track.
court. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like I love that like seeing a teammate in a bad place and like look, man, let's try to build him up. Let's talk him up. Like I love that game speech. I love like that huddle shit.
Yep.
But like I also was a track star. I love like it's up to me.
Yeah.
Nobody else can affect my score but me. Like
Yep.
and that,
And
that
like, yeah,
also had to
I
do because like I was good at track. So I loved it. Maybe if I wasn't great at track, maybe I wouldn't like it as much. But I don't know. I kind of like both worlds.
yeah. Yeah, like again, sidetracked completely. But,
Yep, my
yeah.
bad.
No, I mean fuck, we're both we're both just like, hey, squirrel. But yeah, so NIL itself, it's just gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel weird no matter what. Because again, these kids are getting a decent amount of money, but for playing a game. And not a lot of them have that type of sense of fiscal responsibility, I guess is what a lot of people are worried about. They're like, well, what if they spend their money on stupid things? It's like, why is that your problem? It's
Part of life. It's a part of life. You're not
yeah,
responsible with money until you
right? You're like,
get the task of being responsible with money.
you're not gonna get upset with these TikTokers out here for just literally recording themselves dancing out in public and they're getting money for it. Like, you should be more worried about that.
or like it was back in the day where like you're a child actor or a child singer or something like that and
And
your
those
money
days were real dark.
you're just being used and like getting your money is going to your parents
Hmm.
or the guardian or like you
A
have no control over it.
conservatorship.
Hey, you have no control over anything and by the time you're 18 you have nothing. Like
Yep.
or you can go that route. We can go that route, but that's another day
Yeah.
for another topic. Another topic for another day.
Everything in between. But yeah, look, just let the kids play. Let them make their money. How is this really bothering you? And if you can give us those reasons, tell us, and then you could potentially change our minds.
That's the thing. They could give you the reasons, but then it would expose them. I can give you a couple reasons, or the main reason it's relinquishing power over these young adults.
Or at least switching the power more to a company, which I think is what scares people. because they're still getting taken advantage of. But
No, it's
again, I don't
just
know.
them. It's just them relinquishing some of their power. It's not even like giving the player more power than they're having
Hmm.
over themselves, over their own selves, because I mean, they should have more power over their own selves, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like an even playing field now because like what it is like these without with without hold on, what's up, bud? Yes. Okay, go get into bed. Are you laying down? All right, Luggy Wuggy, go lay down. Go. Close the door, please.
Por favor.
Gracias. But yeah, it's the power is distributed evenly now because what's happening and what we're seeing with the transfer portal and NIL is it's basically just standoffs,
Yeah.
because the players are risking uh reputation as like
Hmm.
these players that just looking for money, not team players, somebody that's just if they get benched, they're just going to go into the transfer portal, you
Let's
know,
say looking
like
like a Stefan Diggs.
yeah, like these things are opportunities for these guys,
Yeah.
but like just like all opportunities, you have to weigh your options. Like it's good, like it will all balance out eventually, especially once these coaches, these schools stop trying to have all the power.
Right.
Once they instill rules, laws, and regulations over
Hmm.
this NIL and the transfer portal stuff, like, because it is chaotic. It like sometimes, and that's another thing. Like, I know we're spending a lot of time on this topic, but like, that's another thing. It's just like
I don't mind.
these are kids. I like saying young adults
They
and young
are. They're
men
kids.
and young athletes because it's not we're talking specifically about football, but NIL is all across the sport, all
Yep.
across the NCAA. So they're not the most responsible. They don't have the best judgment.
Right.
So when you put them in the corner, feeling like they have to choose and they're feeling like they're taken advantage of, they may make the wrong decision from time to time. So
Just
that's
like anybody else in the world.
exactly just like anybody else in the world because like we 35 years old going on 36, I see people my age and older making terrible business decisions.
I still do. I still spend my money in the dumbest way possible sometimes.
Exactly. Like
Does it bring me that immediate joy? Yes, of course, that new video game brings me that immediate joy. But then I look down the long road, I'm like,
maybe
this
I
game
didn't
was
need
going to
that.
be in the catalog in like 4 months.
Yeah.
Like,
But we also have a lot more experience where when we make those bad decisions, it's not that dramatic.
true enough.
When these guys are being put in these positions, like sometimes they make a bad decision that puts them in a state, city, school, mental space that's going to affect them for the rest of their lives, and that's all because the opposition or their guardians or their school,
Mm,
the alma mater is their opposition
right.
instead of their, caretaker and like guardians. Like,
Hey, it, they're going to figure it out.
yeah,
And
because it's a business. It has to
it's
be
a
figured
business.
out.
Yeah.
It's a
It,
business that's not going anywhere. So it
nope.
will be figured out.
Mhm.
Eventually,
And
it's going
also,
to be rough on the way there.
all the people that are complaining are the same people that complain about the college playoffs. Which don't get me wrong, I have my gripes with how college football playoffs is done, but they're figuring it out. Like it's
See,
something new, and it just scares the old guard.
yeah. See, I'm new to like trying to watch college football. So I'm not sure if I like the playoff expansion or not. At first, before it all happened, before I watched really that much, I was like, I mean, why not? But now I kind of see where some people are saying like,
Oh,
uh,
there's too many.
I
I
mean, so like it's kind of making the season mean a little less.
yeah, no, it's truly handing out participation trophies is more or less what it is. And I get you want to build that confidence, whatever. I still to this day will never allow participation trophy in my house. Like,
I
that shit irritates me to no end. And I don't have kids, so it's probably a different feeling.
I understand the participation trophy excuse or argument to
Excuse
just just to a small extent because like they already gave out participation trophies. Like everybody goes to a bowl.
I threw all of
It
mine away as a
is
kid.
is being in the
Am I
playoffs.
a broken person?
Uh,
Was I just a broken old man in my
yes,
younger years?
yes,
Oh shit.
you were due all along. But no, I mean, like all these bowl games, aren't there already participation trophies? Like, is being in the playoffs that much different than going to a bowl game?
Technically, yes. It's a very small,
I know it. I know
minute.
there is it's more profitable because
Mhm.
people are going to watch a playoff game more than a meaningless bowl game,
Right.
but they're still televised, majority of them.
It just depends on the bowl game itself and the teams that are there.
Yeah.
Because like the Rose Bowl will forever be one of the bigger bowl games that you'll experience, and it has such kind of a bigger tie into the playoffs, technically. Uh, but yeah, again, this is a
We
whole other
are
discussion we could
look,
have.
this is Nerdcast podcast history right now.
It is.
We are deep in the weeds
This
on
is different.
NCAA football. Look, I mean, like, look at me. I
Look
feel
at
like
me.
one of the boys. Hey.
Hey. And look, a big reason too it took off, and I'm drinking Oktoberfest. A big reason it took off is because of college football coming back out as a video game. Like that alone, like you immediately triggered people like me, you, any of us that ever played those early games back. Like I think the last one was released in 2012. So we've been waiting like a long, long time, a decade for something like this to come back out
A
again.
decade.
And the amount of videos I've seen of girlfriends that, and obviously these are majority set up, but at the same time, maybe not. But there's the videos from girlfriend, wives, significant others, family members that are sneaking up on the guys and even some of the women out there that are playing this game and they're just decked out in their college gear. And they're like, look, I don't think you understand what this truly means to me. And also a fun fact,
Yo,
this year they're
I
serving
am so
alcohol.
sorry. I am so sorry.
What's that?
Virginia Tech and Florida, or I mean Miami.
Miami.
Miami was up 38-34. They're
Oh
reviewing
shit.
it right now, but it was like I don't not enough time left on the clock. Last play, Virginia Tech throws up a Hail Mary. It was like one, two, three, four,
Like
five,
a Shadura stand like Sanders type of thing.
six people in the end zone, and it looked like Virginia Tech caught it.
Oh shit.
It's looking like they caught it.
Yo, damn.
Wow. I'm watching college football. Look at
The
that.
drama. Hey, look, invested. You're invested into the future of athletes.
It's a
That's all
touchdown.
it is.
It's
It's
a
a touchdown.
touchdown. Wow. 40-38, Virginia Tech.
Game, set, and match.
That's incredible. That's the play of the week. Watch, guys. But yeah,
Until we see something crazy during football. NFL probably.
No, there's not going to be another crazier catch than that this week. That's too many people. The Hail Mary.
Challenge. Hey, all you college players out there, take this challenge and accept it.
I double dog dare you.
Do it. You won't.
You won't. You won't. All right. So we went. We got
We
our
really
college
don't. We
football.
didn't. I didn't expect that to happen. It wasn't even really on our list.
That was cool. I feel cool about that. I, f- I feel like a pro now.
Hey, come at us, Dan Levitar. What do you know?
Please add us.
Yeah,
I
no,
dare you.
seriously. I'll also take a job because I can't answer I can't send spreadsheets and certificates much longer. So please.
I'm just saying. It's like I
I
wish I
was
had a
like
I wish I had a Sharpie. I have a piece of paper. I was gonna write help.
mine would be I think reversed maybe. I don't know. But yeah.
Pla,
What?
pla, pla.
Eleps.
Yeah. Oh man. No, but getting back to the Nerdcast podcast,
And then we'll break away again.
yes, eventually impending distraction coming.
Impending.
What up, nerds? It's your boy Nerd Solo here, and we're back with another announcement from Blurred Station. A lot has been happening up at the station, and if you're still on the fence and wondering why you should join and sign up for Blurred Station, well, I mean, despite the beta that we previewed for you and showed you a bunch of animes, TV shows, and creators, so Blurred Station has been getting a ton of backing and support from some real heavy hitters in the industry. And that's all thanks to the recruiting team that Blurred Station has assembled. But the latest to join forces with KDS Entertainment and Blurred Station in a joint venture partnership with over 15 Emmys, Video Effects Society, and CSA Awards, Triptych. Triptych is known for their stunning work in visual effects, animation, and designs. You could have seen some of their work on a little film called John Wick, the Baba Yaga. So, if you're blurred, you like blurred stuff, you're a blurred creator, like creating blurred things, go on over to blurredstation.com and subscribe to Blurred Station and be a member. There's a lot to gain from it, almost nothing to lose. So come on over, sign up for Blurred Station, and be a contributor to the cause.
Terminator Zero.
Yes, dude.
Yes.
I so impressed. I truly was. Um I I think it helped I wasn't expecting much from it in the beginning, in all honesty. Because like I was like, how can they really run with a Terminator story that isn't about John Connor? Which technically it is about John Connor because a very, very vague sense of him is brought up in the sense that he's still the savior and all that crap. But this time around, they take it from a perspective all the way to Tokyo, and it's just so perfect in the sense that it is somebody from there's another somebody from the future doing a time travel bit. And oh my God, do we want to give spoilers? Do we want to?
I think it's okay to give spoilers now. It's been a while.
Great job at breaking away from the John Connor story. That's the most important thing about it. Because it's so creative in the sense that they're using they're using that like forever story or forever folk tale, whatever you want to call it, that saying of fighting fire with fire. So fighting AI with AI and just watching it kind of backfire, but also work out perfectly for them. I truly loved it because it was again. Also, you could say it like this: the enemy of my enemy is my friend. This AI feels threatened by Skynet because of the overall. It knows what's going to happen in the future, and the AI is still learning how to be an AI, is still like trying to understand humanity, and it gets to that point where all they're seeing is like the world wars, the genocides, and everything like that. And the AI is like, Skynet has a point.
Yeah.
Why should I defend you?
And that was like it's always where you're wondering if this is when it comes to like human versus machine type of story, whether it's like animated or like literature, is you it's eventually going to come to that point in most of those stories where especially where it's machine wondering
Hmm.
if it's going to condemn humanity or save humanity.
Right.
And it all comes down to like how it's actually done. And it being Terminator, that's the one good thing about Terminator. People may hate on some of the movies, but you don't really like see a ton of people saying like that was terrible.
Sure enough.
Like that was
Um,
terrible. And like they did that so well where I'm forgetting the name of the computer's name,
um,
but she had or it had, you know, like you said, learned about humanity,
is
watched everything on humanity and determined that, Skynet may be right.
right.
But it hasn't came to that conclusion yet because they're all
Kokoro.
Kokodo, yes. Yeah, Kokodo had not come to the conclusion that humanity was irredeemable. And
Hmm.
then once it came to started coming to that conclusion, it was able it had that little nugget in the back of its, not brain, but CPU that
Processor,
processor
yeah.
that like maybe there's something to humans that's beautiful and worth saving. And, long story short, eventually, they
Hmm.
realize, it's always the same thing when it comes to humans. It's like either the ability to love, the ability to never give up and overcome, or the ability to create, like artistically or something like that. So
Or life and create a life.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Or to create a life. Yeah. So but that's also like could condemn humans. It's like, hey,
That's also fair. Yeah.
you guys just procreate and destroy. Like, come on
Yeah.
now. This is only gonna end one way.
Right. Well, and what I think what I loved about like Kokono's character development through this first season is you see her as three different personalities. And I think that's just something that can hit, especially with like generations like ours, where mental health has only really become a thing in our like mid to late 30s. Like it's been there, but it's never been something that's talked about. That idea of there's three that there could be anywhere from one to like a million different parts of you that each have their own views and ideas of just
Yeah,
the world around them.
you could have three like Kokodo, or you could have what was it, like 17, like in the movie Split.
Yeah. And like just that overall like bringing that to light in an anime, especially for like again people like us, the ones that love to dive into these animes because this was our getaway for such a long time. And the most common theme with animes is like the protagonist is like fighting themselves or fighting this great evil. But with this one, you're just seeing you're seeing an AI learn and understand and processing all these emotions that are just so new and raw that it's an overload. It's overstimulating. So being able to like have that presented in that way, I just love that. I was like, damn, this like this hits home. Like,
Yeah,
you're truly bringing again, you're bringing to light that a single entity, a single person like us, we could have 10, any number of different like voices going on that we're all in the same situation, but every single different like construct or mindset is seeing it in a different way.
yeah, it's all like you said, Kokoro had the three personalities or three perspectives. Like you have these different emotions, anger, sadness, however you want to look at it, empathy, you know, but it's all which one you give the most screen time,
Yeah.
the most you like in the movie Split, like which one you give the most light to. Like you got to be able to balance it all out and really
Mhm.
like dissect dissect your emotions and process the information and like really determine the best course of action to go forward.
Right. And and I mean, it kind of break away from this a little bit. Just man, the like some of the other characters too. I think, especially like I mean, I personally just love Timothy Oliphant as the Terminator's voice. I just felt like it was so perfect.
It was good.
Not that he spoke a lot, but when he did, it was such like it's robotic, but it's like the truest form of anything that's ever going to be said.
Yeah,
Like
it had a
he
lot of weight, a lot of
yep.
gravitas to everything he said. Like,
Yeah, it was just like, oh damn. But then like also the nanny, I think
oh,
Heart? No.
might be my favorite character.
Yo, for her to oh my God. Again, spoilers, just watch it. So essentially this whole series starts off with a military dad, head director of this AI program out in Japan. He is essentially from the future where the Terminators, Skynet have truly taken over. He's from that like John Connor era. He's born into the world. He himself is like being the one with the wild ideas, where he essentially is like, hey, we have to again fight fire with fire. The only way to get rid of this fire is to build a bigger fire that can suck the oxygen away from it. And he's like, we have to be able to take these Terminator bots, make our own separate AI that will essentially protect us. And obviously, people in that time frame where Skynet's taken over, blacked out the sky, leveled buildings, killed all their loved ones, are very much against this idea. So he's considered an outcast, but whatever. He continues on with his life, continues to build his own robots and like sentient beings. And then eventually he gets to one that becomes the nanny for his family in the past, where he is an adult because he goes to the past himself. So, oh my God, it's so wild. It's so cool. And just time travel like, itself being brought in the way this is now, it's still in the same sense of John Connor sending his dad back to the past to hook up with his mom. It's that same mindset where this woman, who again from the John Connor era, gets sent to the past to help fight and prepare the past for this future. Little do you know, the military dad that I was talking about earlier is her son. So
Exactly.
you're just sitting there like watching all these stories intertwine, everything looping together at the end. It's just so cool. But again, the nanny, damn, like her
Misaki.
Misaki, her character arc was to
it was moving.
yeah
It really was
it
because it again, we don't have to keep saying it, spoiler alert, but
no at this point
like
no.
it was so crazy and emotional, especially when the boy, started hating her once he found out that she was a robot.
Oh,
Uh,
I wanted to smack that child.
yeah, it's like, come on, man, stop being a little punk, man. Like,
Yeah,
damn.
and like also for her, watching this kid just constantly want to disassemble anything robotic, figure out how it works. Like, yes, that is how kids operate, but this kid is just like really, really obsessed with it. And then when she's like figuring that she is something robotic and he figures it out, he's like, yo, let's just take her apart. Let's just do this. And it's like, you little sociopath.
Just like every
No.
other robotic thing he ever encountered, just like the cat. He's just like, I
Yeah,
just
the
want to take it
cat, that
apart.
was, oh,
Don't
that, I
trust
think
it.
that's what made me hate him the most. I think,
Come on, man.
leave the kitty alone. It's sure it's
Torturing
a
the robot
robotic
cat
kitty, but
and your sister.
it doesn't have feelings. That's
Not
not the
cool.
point, you little. Anyways, it's but no, yeah, it gave an honorable nod to Terminator Salvation, which was the Terminator movie that had Christian Bale playing John Connor. And if you
And
haven't watched it, it's fun. Do it.
Common's in it too.
Yes, Common is in that movie too. God, Common had a pretty solid streak of like movie appearances there for a minute.
He's in a
He
lot
was
of
in John
movies.
Wick.
Yeah, he was in John Wick. He was in Street Kings with Keanu Reeves. Not a great movie. A funny movie
A
if
funny
you're
movie.
watching it differently.
That's
But
true. Anyways, we're not gonna let Common distract us. um, but yeah, like, yeah, man, and the way it just I don't know what else to say other than it was just so expertly done. Um, just everything about it gave nods to like every single Terminator movie that's been put out there. And it didn't like focus too much on one thing in that sense of like focusing too much on one Terminator movie or the other. It was its own show that was just like, we know where we come from and we want to respect it. So here's how we're going to do that, but we're still making this ours. So kudos to you guys. You figured it out. Well done.
we have our countdown. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero
Ba-ba-ba.
is headed our way. It's hurling towards Earth, and I could not be more happy about it. Can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up.
It's yeah, go
Good.
ahead. No,
Nope.
you go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I wake up every morning, and I'm thinking about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Comes out October 11th,
Mm.
and yeah, I got the itch. I got the itch.
It I think this is probably one of the first Dragon Ball games that has made me excited other than like Budokai.
Yeah, I haven't
Because
been this excited since then.
like I like what like Fighter Z was fine if you've ever played that. It's fun that you're able to like custom create your character, but it just lacks in story. It lacks in just overall. I think I really didn't get into the online gameplay too much, but it just didn't seem appealing to me. Like, yeah, cool that you can fight as your custom character against other custom characters, but it just didn't hit home for me. And I think it might be kind of because the Japanese like Japanese type of games like that, they can be really good and you can dive into them, or like I said, it just doesn't hit home. It just feels kind of like an empty shell of what it's supposed to be. And even with Kakarot too, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Um, I think I played that for like maybe 3 days, and I was just like, I can't. Eh. not why I'm in this. And again, I blame Budokai for being so damn perfect.
No,
But yeah, that's
I
like
mean, I totally understand. Like, especially with the Kakarot, it it was just it was really repetitive of a game. Like nothing really new added into that game.
nope.
Um, Fighter Z, that was my shit for a while.
Okay.
But it's really one dimensional though, because there's only one way to dive into that game completely,
Mm,
and that's just like online play.
okay.
It's basically Marvel versus Capcom, Tekken 8, that type of thing. It's just a beat 'em up fighting game. Like
Yeah.
nothing new. The only thing they add is characters. So if you're not a tourney style game player, then it gets old really fast. Really fucking fast.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have friends over and playing video games. Like that's one of those games like if you're playing by yourself, you're probably going to play online
Mhm.
after the first 30 days of you owning the game.
Yeah.
And it's an old school game where you pop it on when people are over and hanging out, like 2K or Madden and stuff like that. Like, it's one of those games. So I totally agree with you on both fronts of the game because it's really one dimensional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like it, if you guys haven't been able to tell this about me through watching episodes and just hearing me rant, I'm very much a story guy. Uh, Online play, I enjoy it. It's only when I'm playing with our boy Sutton here for the most part. So I, it's hard for me to like, and also this is like my tennis mindset truly coming forth too, where it's like I prefer the story in the sense that it's just me out there doing this the way I want to do it. While online play, you can sure, yeah, you can still do that, but then you also have people yelling in your ear, like, "What are you doing? Like, dude, we're trying to do this." And it's like, and I'm like, this is just stressful. So,
it's like way too much responsibility.
yeah, like, hey guys, this is not why I'm here. Like, I I've started playing on Super Nintendo where there was truly nobody else playing with you, maybe other than one person. So
Literally one person. Yeah.
yeah, like
Wrap your minds around that, guys.
yeah.
The only
Listen,
multiplayer was one extra player.
yep. And the thing that
That,
would crash your system is just a little bit of dust in a cartridge.
yeah. You didn't even have bots.
No,
No
you just
bots.
had the game itself that wasn't like, it wasn't learning. They were just like, we're just gonna program these things to jump up and down.
Each each level, each character had one pattern,
Yep.
except for the boss who had two
Two.
patterns. Oh my
But
god.
yeah, well, man, but yeah, more distractions.
Hey, look,
But
I said we had a great show tonight. I
and
didn't
we
say
always
I
do,
didn't
but
say
this
we
one just
had
feels special.
I didn't say we had an extensive show.
Mm,
It's great because we like to talk and we're nerds.
sure enough, we're doing what we're supposed to do.
Yeah. So waiting on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. We should do like some kind of tournament with
Oh, I'm
that
down.
game because I can't wait for this game.
Again, yeah, if I can have something set up where it's like with people I enjoy playing with, yeah, 100%, so
Yeah.
much fun. But like playing online, I, I'm just like I
Against
don't use a mic.
randoms,
Yeah, I don't
against
use a mic.
randoms. Like you said, you grew up like you're very much a story driven game person.
Yep.
I was always that, but not as much as I am now. Like I grew up mostly like we play fighting games.
Yeah, see,
Put
I did
sticks in
not
your
do that.
hand and we like whose house are we going to after school
Mm,
and how much money am I going to win? Maybe if there's money involved because we didn't always have money. So it was like, Pogs,
Who's getting the
Pokemon
fruit?
cards.
Who's getting the fruit by the foot?
Yeah. We would bet with anything. Pokemon cards,
Oh, or
Yu-Gi-Oh
even better,
cards,
gushers.
Gushers. Yes, that's where it's at. Now you got me. Now you got me.
Wait, hey, if we're talking about video games coming out soon too, Dragon Age, man. Speaking of
Woo!
linear stories,
There we go.
coming
That's
from again, you've heard me say it multiple times, Mass Effect, my favorite game trilogy of all time. And just like getting another Dragon Age game from the same group that makes Mass Effect, it's just everything I need right now. Um, I think it's supposed to be the base level game is supposed to be like $80 versus like the 70, but I'll still pay that
that's
because
fine. That game is worth it. I would
100%.
probably get the $100 version,
You
just
mean
like
like I
you.
did with Space Marine?
But that was unintentional. I would
Well, no, it
deliberately
was it was very unintentional, but it was also because the PlayStation Store didn't show me the basic copy.
say, and I love that game enough to not really care that much to try harder.
Also true. But look, Dragon Age itself, the new one that's coming out, it just looks, oh God. The graphics, the gameplay, it's just everything I want back. And I understand like people can get sick of like the nostalgia feel, but this is one of those things where it's just not going to happen. It's going to feel like the old games, but it's going to present more like a Baldur's Gate or fucking Ronin or Dragon Dogma 2, where it's
Yeah.
just way more immersive, way more like background stories or side quests that you can just get lost in. Obviously, you don't want to take away from the main story, but those side quests make a difference.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
just watching the basic gameplay, I'm just like, God, I truly can't wait. And also the character customization in this is going to be wild.
And
It's just also a big thing for me too, which is why I love Baldur's Gate so much.
and
This
that's
is
that was one of the things missing in it. That was
Mhm.
like the only thing missing is the customization.
Because like you can
That was
get
it.
Dragon Age Inquisition where
Oh,
you have a little bit more control over it, but it's still very
oh yeah,
limited.
that had a lot. It wasn't even that controlling. Yeah,
No.
it was very much still guided Destiny type stuff.
Mhm.
But like they gave you so much more options and
Yep.
I guess like routes to take that ends up to the same path
Yeah,
basically. But
regardless.
yeah, but it's still fun to play through a couple times.
I would
Uh,
recommend playing Dragon Age Inquisition before you play the new one.
I would
Uh,
definitely play that
because
one
there's
no matter
there's
what because
there's
it's
going to be
just
a
a
lot of
fun.
references to it.
I honestly like I don't think they can come out with another Dragon Age that would stop me from playing Dragon Age Inquisition like from random times. Like, it's just one of those games.
Dragon Age Trump.
I might just dis I might just disown the entire franchise.
Yeah.
But
If you can't tell, we tend to lean one way. There you
Tudo
go.
that, tudo that. No, but no, since we're talking about games that are coming out, I know you just said that, but I thought about changing the topic and then
Oh
I
shit!
didn't. I was like, no.
All right, now what are you going to bring up?
Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yo, yes, I need someone to invest in this game with me.
I am a Monster Hunter fanboy, and this game
The
looks
movie they
like
made was awful.
I
Anyways,
I was so afraid to watch it that I have not watched it. Like, and I
watch it
watched.
once, but watch it once and we can talk about it later. But yeah,
Okay,
no, the games.
I mean, I'm drawing a blank on the name of the last Monster Hunter, but I love that
I think
shit.
it's just
That was
World.
yeah, Monster Hunter World. I
Yeah,
that might have been my favorite one. That was really fun because they the
I think
DLCs and
so.
stuff. The DLCs were all like so much fun in it.
Yeah.
But it for a game that has no dialogue really, it's really
No,
good. No
Not at
cutscene.
all.
I mean, they have cutscenes, but like no, not really any dialogue. It's weird. Like, and I'm big
Think
on dialogue. I'm
think
big
of it
on
as the same
dialogue.
amount of like cutscenes and dialogue that Wukong has. Hey, and Wukong has a little bit more, but it hits the same feel.
Oh yeah, it's the exact. See, I haven't played Wukong.
It's a hard fucking game.
I played
We're
20
gonna
minutes. I played like an hour and 20 minutes of Wukong total. But I was trying to finish Ghost of Tsushima, and
Oh yeah, worth it.
I just bought it. I didn't buy it. I only have Wukong because I got it for free. Like,
Oh yeah. And also it was a good price. Like
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
I
like
would.
40-50 bucks. And I was
Yeah,
like,
I was
all
gifted
right.
Wukong. I would have never bought it this early or gotten it this early because the implication of the intense story and how hard the game is. So I'd wait on that game when I have nothing else going on. But
It
I
took
tested it
me
out, you know.
10 tries to get through that first boss because I have to break my gameplay habits.
Same, same. As soon as I got through it, I was like, okay, I just wanted to get through it, and now I will delete it and play it once I finish. I'll probably play Wukong in January. I'm
That's
going
right.
to say that's because we got so much stuff coming out
So much. There's a lot.
and so much stuff I'm trying to get to. I just don't know when. Actually, I might not get to Wukong till this time next year.
Hey, I mean, as long as you get to it, that's all that matters. And then we can talk about it. Like, I'm not even
Yeah.
that far into it. I'm truly not. I'm probably at like, let's say like level 2, level 3. It's out of a full ass story. Only the quick little shout outs to like our boy D Rose,
Hero.
retiring. Got
Yes.
Prime D Rose, something special. Damn, that was good.
Uh,
Uh,
Nothing like it.
no,
You guys enjoy Russell Westbrook? You like that guy? Yeah, Derrick Rose.
that times like 3.
Yeah.
Because
No
damn,
disrespect to Russ.
no,
None.
none.
D
You're
Rose
you're
was
you're still a
different.
great point guard, but damn,
Did y'all see LeBron James drag the Cavaliers to the finals? That was
that
basically D Rose, except he ran into LeBron James.
yeah,
Like,
and
that was
then
the only difference. Like,
unfortunately fell apart because Tom Thibodeau is a hard coach, was a hard coach to play for at that time.
yeah,
Uh,
and like honestly, it's only like that hard. It's only much harder when you have no one else on the team that can really
nope,
like give the effort.
nope, yeah,
Like,
none at all.
I mean, Luol Deng, yeah,
That's the thing. Luol Deng was the next best scorer, and don't get me
and
wrong, Luol Deng was
what
great.
was his name? Ben Gordon.
Yeah, Ben Gordon,
But they
Joakim
were,
Noah was on that team.
but like all those guys were limited.
Yep,
Joakim Noah was the most
the ugliest.
like he wasn't I don't even know if he was better than Luol Deng or Ben Gordon, but he was the most useful to D Rose. He gave the most to that team,
Yep,
aside from D Rose who gave his knees.
yeah, yeah. So hey, respect D Rose, man. God, your time in the league, even making that slight comeback. I'm not even gonna say like that, the shines of old you, when you were playing for the Timberwolves and you got your first like 50-point night in like years.
Mm.
That was something cool to see. But now, man, like you could become a coach, you could become motivational speaker because you just have that drive, and I think a lot of people can only grow from that. So good on you, man. Can't wait to see what else you're about to do.
And get some
Uh,
rest. Get
yeah,
some
dude.
rest. Go to the big three,
Yeah,
and so we can enjoy it, basically.
yeah. Because Ice
Yeah.
Cube created that league for a reason, and it's fun because it is that hard-nosed, old-school NBA feel.
Dude,
And
the big
damn,
three is such a cool thing. And like I put it on even when I don't really feel like watching it just to support it because it is such a good thing for these
Yeah.
retired players.
Yep.
People have a hard time adjusting or just like not wanting to stop playing.
Yeah, they still have that competitive drive,
And
and
they
this
don't have
league
to,
is
yeah,
built for
they
that.
don't have to go overseas to play.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to you don't have to do Dwight Howard and then beg other people to come over and play.
Basically, yeah.
But yeah, and then the only other thing, hey, rest in peace to Dame Maggie Smith, Professor McGonagall. God,
Hold on,
you
give
provided a
me
generation.
give me one moment.
One moment.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm okay, guys. Trust me, nothing. Everything you hear.
Yeah, it's a name made it. Let's go.
Yes. Oh, all that
Side,
stuff. Nothing's falling.
nothing fell apart.
Okay. In honor. Nope.
Uh,
Nope. Wrong.
Dame Maggie Smith. Yeah. My wand is over in the bedroom.
See,
That sounded dirtier. No.
see, I'm huge, huge Harry Potter geek. Like that's one thing that I am forcing on my kids, like being Harry Potter nerds. Like, so like we spent money on the wands, so this one's a pretty,
It's a nice one. It is a nice one.
it's a pretty good one. But this one is my favorite. To our other wizard that we've lost.
Ah, yes, the Severus Snape.
Just a simple straight black wand.
Hmm.
That's my favorite.
No, like a birthday gift I got for Tanae was the hanging candles that you could turn on with a wand.
Oh, I've seen those. I've always tried not I you when I get on to the rabbit hole of looking at nerdy stuff to buy, I usually close the app once I start going down the Harry Potter rabbit hole because like I will
There's so
literally
many. There's
it's
so
just
many.
it's like the coolest stuff. And then like the way that technology is now, like you can make things look like they're floating.
Yep.
You can get like the LED clouds and just crazy stuff
Hmm.
to make you waste your money so you can be a big ass nerd.
Yeah. Look, but it's our adult money. So
That is the sole reason I became an adult.
yeah, that's why I stuck with this. I can spend my money on the shit my parents told me no.
Like, I'm sorry. Did I hear that right? So the reason you became an adult
Yeah,
is to buy kitty shit,
yeah,
sir. You have not grown. Thank you for noticing.
yeah. No, it wasn't really my goal.
Like, do
No
you think
one told us what adult life was going to be like. And that's why we buy these things.
look, I'm just saying I'm more responsible than you because I am so responsible that I hold down a full-time job and support my kids just
Yep.
so I can buy irresponsible things. Like that's
Oh,
dedication.
yeah.
Like,
Listen,
like, that's
all y'all out
dedication.
there, like, oh, you still that childish stuff? Fucking yes. It's like I haven't given up on life. But damn, hey,
Say,
I
childish. What?
childish. What?
What are you
What?
talking about? I'm not childish. Like I really wish you would
Yeah.
not.
Like, hey, look, domain expansion, bitch.
Look, forever young. I wanna be forever
Yeah,
young.
damn. But hey, yeah, Maggie passed away at 89. You were an icon for anyone that watches the Harry Potter movies. I think you were probably the best cast besides like next to Alan Rickman. Like
I
you
mean,
truly you knocked that role out of the water. Obviously, Downton Abbey for anybody that's ever watched that. And God, she's just been in so much. She was born in 1934. That is
I
wild.
iconic legend.
Yeah, and like we'll miss you. Thank you for the smiles. Thank you for providing structure. We'll
Yep,
miss you.
providing structure and just being an awesome educator.
Yeah.
And
And then
then you're next.
last but certainly not least, PlayStation in your PlayStation Pro being $700.
Do we have to? Do we
We don't
have
have
to?
to. We don't have to talk about it. I'm just gonna
Do we have
say,
to? I just,
come on.
I just don't. I'm only saying that because I really am ashamed in myself, and I don't want anybody to jump to conclusions. I am not buying this system.
Oh,
I
I will.
I
I have no shit. I'll still buy it.
I don't think I'm buying this system. My
Wink.
my wife is going to be mad when I buy this system.
Yeah.
I, and it's not like I know how dumb it is. Like, I'm usually the person that's like, look, guys, that's a money grab. They're really just like making you sheep by buying this. But,
Bah.
but, bah, perfect typing. But, uh, they're marketing geniuses.
No, they are. Yeah.
They have artistic vision and they know how to see deep within my pockets and how
Oh,
to get my wallet out. They know
yeah.
how to do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're not really good at getting my wallet specifically, but every once in a while, like something that's really expensive, they'll get me.
Oh, you mean like the OG PlayStation Gray controller that they showed?
That's
That,
that
that,
was
yes.
that's what did it. That's what did
Uh-huh.
it. Because I looked at
Uh-huh.
it, I was like, oh wow, the three stripes. Oh, they got the color, the logo. I saw that coming. Guess what? I can buy a skin for my PS5 for that right now. But then I saw that controller.
Yep. You're like,
That's like,
damn it.
whoa, hey,
Ooh. And
hey.
also, fun fact for all you young folk out there, the original PlayStation controller didn't have Joy-Cons. It was just directional pads. Let that sink in.
Yeah. If you want to see a controller that looks
You
naked
truly
that you
hate.
think should have like a sensor sign over it because like that it looks naked
Yeah.
without the little yeah without
It,
so
that controller is how we in this generation developed arthritis.
it feels like a Fisher Price toy. It doesn't feel real. It
Yep.
feels like the Temu tiny the
Mhm.
tiny fake systems that people
Yep.
used to buy by accident during COVID.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's what it feels like in your hand.
It
And
it
then
it feels like the toy you get from TJ Maxx.
it
You
feels
still
like
love it,
it
but you're
feels like
like,
something you got out of a gumball machine.
ooh, even better.
But yeah, so yeah, I saw the controller and then I know it's so dumb because like the disk drive comes separately. It's like sold
Yeah,
separately. It's
which is like wild.
ridiculous. And I
Uh,
really wouldn't even care if I wasn't planning on getting a new PS5 and giving my digital PS5 to my son and getting a hard copy PS5. I well, you know what? See, why am I saying that? Because I said I wasn't going to buy it. Why am I even contemplating this? Like, it's
you're
not
gonna buy
even.
it. Why are you lying? Look, Cassie, you can yell at me. You just know he's gonna do it. Just accept
Uh, uh, I don't know what he's talking about. I am fiscally responsible at all times. Stop laughing.
it.
Stop
No.
laughing. Stop laugh. Thought you were my boy, Blue.
I am. But I'm also just not gonna lie to you like
Said boys
that.
don't lie to each other.
Yeah, look, we have a standard on this channel, damn it.
I thought they lied for each other. Not
We
too
do,
young.
but we do. But like, look, like what like every comedian has said it best. Especially this like one guy where he is like, look, if like there's a bunch of women out there and their friend gets like stuck in a subway door, they're gonna stop the train at any cost to save their friend. If that happened to a group of guys and their friend got trapped in a subway door, look at this idiot.
You're like, oh shit, look at it. Look
Yeah.
at it. Corey's not gonna make it.
Well, this
Oh,
is
knowing I have no other way home.
like,
The first thing they think of is comedy.
yeah, that's how
Very,
we operate. You're welcome.
very, very endearing. But no,
Oh man.
the only thing I really wanted to say was I finally ended Ghost of Tsushima. Actually, earlier today. It
Yeah, it's
was,
such a beautiful game.
oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
What did
I,
you choose at the end?
I, my son was in the room,
No.
and I asked him, and he said,
All right,
and
fine, that's
I
fair.
honestly, if I wouldn't have told him that he didn't know, I was like, that's his uncle. He was like, that's his uncle? Why are y'all fighting? Like, what's going on? And then we
Hey,
fought, and
blood on the leaves, baby.
he was like, spare him. I was like, God damn it, you're lame. It's like,
Like, fuck, dude. All right. It's
all right, Naruto. Spare him. Like, God.
Listen,
All right.
wait,
I gotta play the whole game again just to see how the other ending is.
you do.
I was watching it and I was like, I gotta play this
You're
again.
like, oh, I feel like I was cheated because this wasn't truly my choice.
Have kids, they say.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna before that happens, I'm playing through every game.
I was trying to get through it before he came in the room.
Hey, you know what? You're being a good dad, and I can't fault you for that.
But it was still a good ending
Yes,
to see because I'm not
heartwarming.
sure
Yes.
I'm not really like you. I used to play games over.
Mhm.
There wasn't enough decision making for me to actually play it over.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
So now I have to play it over because I wanted to make a different decision.
Yep, yep. You're like, well, shit. There's this whole other half I haven't experienced.
Just to see him kill his uncle.
Is it heartbreaking? Yes. But is it worth it? Also, yes.
It
What does
was
it say about me? I don't know.
mind your business.
Yeah. Again, my go-to feel-good show is Attack on Titan.
I'm not weird. You're weird. Just
Oh
saying.
yeah. I never said I wasn't.
No, I was speaking for you for the people that were judging you for that because
Oh yeah, that too.
I already know I'm not weird. Definitely. Super, super chill dude. Me.
Mhm.
Me.
Me.
That's what
But
everybody's.
oh, then one other thing that came to my mind, just because I'm wearing a baseball team shirt. Obviously, this is my Cubbies, but
Let's go, Phils.
well done,
Oh,
Phillies. Yeah.
sorry, I cut you
Well,
off.
no, that is in there. But I just wanted to say, Oakland A's, damn,
Damn.
damn. Y'all
Damn.
sold out the stadium for the very last game, and the A's won. I I've only been like kind of keeping up with the overall storyline of this, but to the Oakland A's owner, you done dirty. You're a
Dude,
penny
I'm not even like
billionaire.
that. I'm not even that like I'm emotionally invested in teams. Like, don't get me wrong. I did cry when the Eagles won the Super Bowl and I didn't even know it was
Oh no,
happening.
I cried when the Cubs won. Are you kidding me?
I didn't know I was crying either. I was like, oh shit, I'm crying. But like if if I had ever gone to a game there or like some kind of emotional moment, like my dad took me there one time, not even like for my first game,
Yeah.
like, oof, I don't know how I'd feel. Like with it going away like this,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how. I don't know if I'd be mad, sad.
Oh, so mad.
I'm not
I
sure what would be going through my mind because I'm glad it's not my team.
God, like just watching it was like watching history happen. Just like it in the same sense as watching history happen where the Warriors left Oakland.
Hmm.
It's
Oakland not doing great with their sports teams.
no, and it's because of just terrible ownership.
Was that the last
100% through
one?
and through.
Was that the last? Is there a soccer team or an NHL team in Oakland?
No, that's the last professional sports team.
Cheeks.
Then no more. Oakland, y'all have been through a lot. Um, but you guys are still probably the most loyal fan base.
Yeah, probably.
Like there,
Yeah, I'd
I
say.
dare anyone. Like God, because I was watching videos of like news reporters, the sportscasters, like truly taking time out of their sportscast and be like, look, all this stuff happened in local sports, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how the owner is screwing over the fan base because you're such a penny pincher and a disappointment. Ever since you took this over from your father, you have been nothing but a fucking letdown. And it's just like, oh shit. It's been a lot of that. And then at the end of the game, you can see like the ground staff taking shovels from the dirt and like pouring it into cups, pouring it into bags for fans that were there that are like, I've been with this team since like day one, more or less. So like, hey, Oakland A's, man, damn. It's tough to see you go, but I love watching that camaraderie show up. Good on
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah. I, I, I don't. What Marshall said. I don't want to sound patronizing. Oh, yeah. And also legendary Otani. Jesus.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we are way over time limit, so
Yeah.
we
Well,
will.
now that we have professional Zoom, we don't have Zoom lady yelling at
I
us.
know, isn't it crazy?
It
That's
is different. It's
wild.
different. It doesn't make you feel so restricted, and I think that's what helps us.
I know, so much room
There's
to
so much
do
room for
activities.
activities. Oh man, but yeah, on that note, our nerds, great episode.
Good episode.
Great time.
I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. We'll be
Hopefully,
back.
other nerds out there, you guys had fun. But like Marshall said, we will be back.
And hey, we'll more than likely, if not me or Corey, Flame will be doing his NFL stream on Sundays. So feel
Yep.
free to join that.
Yes. Every Sunday, some Thursdays, Flame does, the companion stream. He's streaming from Facebook, but you can also join us in our Discord, Heat Seeker Flame on Games Discord. Uh, look for that link in one of our bios. Probably Flame would be the easiest. But
That
yeah,
he makes a post on his Facebook about it every Sunday. Take advantage of it. We're there. We're drinking. We're
yeah, we're
chilling.
hanging out.
We're just talking
Hanging
football,
out.
watching football, and then
Just
you can
hanging out.
watch our faces as our fantasy teams either struggle or blossom.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to talk about that.
Oh no, we don't have to because I'm in like 4 leagues and
Yeah. You beat me last week.
I
You
did. It
you
was
destroyed me.
yeah.
It
It
was
shouldn't
bad.
have happened. It truly
Jalen
shouldn't have.
Hurts. Jalen Hurts killed me. That hurt.
Yeah, that hurt. That hurt. But great night, nerds. We'll see y'all soon. Take care. Game on, baby.
All right, nerds. Remember, no Diddy.
Peace.
Peace.